I speak as a black Nichiren Buddhist. The teachings of Buddhism is the world's first egalitarian religion. Buddhism as taught by the Japanese Buddhist Nichiren sects, the SGI, Nichiren Shoshu, and Nichiren Shu, do not teach an egalitarian Buddhist religion as taught by the founder of Buddhism, Shakyamuni. The Japanese, as I have seen, have extricated all of the black history and culture from the Buddhist teachings. Buddhist religion started with the people of African descent in ancient India. Scientists have found in the Harrapan civilization, the ancient civilization of India, in the Indus Valley civilization, there was never a white phenotype in ancient India. So if there was never a white phenotype, how did the Buddha move from black to white? They did it because it was racism. Now, Japanese Buddhist propagation methods in America inherently discriminate against black people or people of African descent. If you are black and you practice Buddhism, please understand that there is an inherent racist culture in the Buddhist religion. Nichiren Shonin writes in the Go Show on attaining Buddhahood, quote, "You must never think that any of the 80,000 sacred teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha's lifetime or any of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions in the 3 existences are outside yourself. Your practice of the Buddhist teachings will not relieve you of the sufferings of birth and death in the least unless you perceive the true nature of your life. If you seek enlightenment outside yourself, then you're performing even 10,000 practices and 10,000 good deeds will be in vain." Unquote. Now, in the Go Show, the real aspect of the Gohonzon, Nichiren Shonin writes, quote, "Never seek this Gohonzon outside yourself. The Gohonzon exists only within the mortal flesh of us ordinary people who embrace the Lotus Sutra and chant Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. The body is the palace of the innate consciousness, the unchanging reality that reigns over all of life's functions. The Gohonzon, life's functions, unquote. The Gohonzon is found only within yourself." Further, in the real aspect of the Gohonzon, Nichiren writes, "This mandala is in no way my invention. It is the object of devotion that depicts Shakyamuni Buddha, the world-honored one, seated in the treasure tower of many treasures Buddha, and the Buddha who were Shakyamuni's imaginations as perfect as print matches its woodblock. Thus, the 5 characters of the Lotus Sutra title are suspended in the center, while the 4 heavenly kings are seated on the 4 corners of the treasure tower. Shakyamuni, many treasures, and the 4 leaders of the Bodhisattvas of the earth are side by side at the top." Unquote. Now, on the Gohonzon is Shakyamuni Buddha, who is seated in the treasure tower of many treasures Buddha. While this great treasure tower is a metaphor or a story that happens in the far reaches of the universe. The treasure tower of many treasures is your life of the 7 treasures. Now, again, the treasure towers is your life of the 7 treasures. Let's go these 7 treasures. Number 1, hearing the correct teachings. Number 2, believing the correct teachings. Number 3, keeping the precepts or living by a code of moral conduct. Number 4, engaging in meditation. Chanting is a form of meditation. Number 5, practicing assiduously the word. Now, Gongyo means assiduous practice. Number 6, renouncing one's attachments. People get hung up on things or attached to things. When you give up your attachments, you are finding a real treasure. And number 7, reflecting on oneself when you enter the treasure tower, or let us say your God consciousness, you reflect upon yourself. When you come to this Gohonzon, and let us show you the Gohonzon. This is the Gohonzon, and when you reflect upon the Gohonzon, you are reflecting upon yourself. Now, on the Gohonzon, or at least here is Shakyamuni Buddha and many treasures Buddha on the Gohonzon. Now, down the center of the Gohonzon is Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and the Gohonzon is the treasure tower. Shakyamuni explains in the Lotus Sutra that he attained Buddhahood 100,000 trillion billion years ago practicing the Dharma. Based on our concepts, he explains that he used his supernatural powers to teach Buddhism throughout the universe. He is known as the eternal Buddha. Let us first deal with the concept of the eternal Buddha. Please understand that the most important teachings of the Lotus Sutra is the eternal Buddha. Let me shake the altar for a minute. We have found from our Japanese teachers, meaning the SGI, Nichiren Shoshu, Nichiren Shu, all of the Japanese sects who teach Buddhism, is a blatant misrepresentation of the eternal Buddha as taught in the Lotus Sutra. When I began practicing Nichiren Buddhism in 1974, I started my Buddhist practice with an organization called NSA, or Nichiren Shoshu of America. At this time, both the SGI Buddhist organization and Nichiren Shoshu organization was one united Buddhist organization. Please understand that the best thing to happen to us who are practicing this Buddhist faith is for the disbandment of Nichiren Shoshu and the SGI. When they broke up, that's the best thing that could have happened to Buddhism. We in America learned enough Buddhism from the SGI and Nichiren Shoshu to become Buddhists. However, many of us were not infected with the biased teachings to the point that we promoted such teachings worldwide. We only have Japanese preaching. The Buddhist religion is the way to go. I will find our leader in Tokyo. wanted to move away. I should follow sensei. I no longer do it his way. Went to a temple called Taiseki. The courage of the temple don't relate to me. In 2014 I left the Buddhist temple. I teach the Buddhism, that's more simple. Nichiren man said you don't have the knowledge. I want you to check my logic. The only way I teach Buddhism, I give the people a good rhythm. I'm not like a priest at their temple. I teach rhythm and make it simple. You don't need a college to explain it. Singing and dancing is the hero of the language. Torture to rhythm on the color of your teaching. We teach it with the wisdom preaching. We can teach the wisdom on it. We follow the religion that's shown it. Teach with us we don't need a mouth. We know how to sing and rap. Let me bring some good news to ya. We try to Lord us to ya.